everyone, my name is Becky and this is a hand knit letter, a show and tell of the stuff I've made and the stuff I want to make. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's talk about knitting and some sewing. What? Yeah. A lot? No. I had some grandiose plans to sew quite a few things this past month since the last time that I podcast, but we all know about plans. You can make them. I've had an interesting month, so I am happy about what I've accomplished in that time because it's been a doozy. So one thing I did accomplish was my yellow top that I wanted to make. I wanted to make a top and a skirt, and I accomplished that. So this is a linen that I got at Joann, and I used the pattern by Wixon. It's the Wixon Shift top. So there's a shift dress and then a top that comes in the same pattern. I'm not sure how to get your hands on that pattern anymore. I don't think that they publish them anymore, but I think I've seen people selling their like printed copies of those patterns on the internet. You know, people selling their own that they had purchased previously. So maybe you could get your hands on it. So this is the Wixon top. Very simple, very loose and boxy, which is my favorite style of garment. I love that. It has a very, like to me, an 80s vibe because these are the type of tops that my mom and her friends wore as women in the 80s when I was growing up. I remember them wearing a lot of these things. And so I really like them. And I also like them on my body because they are just something you throw on and you don't have to constantly, you know, not eat. No, it's just that they're just comfortable and loose and I really like them. Anyway, this is the Wixon Shift top. I made it out of a linen that I got from Joann, if I hadn't previously said that. I really do like this linen. I probably will go back and purchase some other colors that they had there. Really good price. It's a nice wide fabric. I want to say it's 54 inches or 60 inches. It's a wide piece of linen, and it's affordable for me. So I'm gonna go back and get some more colors. I made a skirt to go with it. I've heard Kaci talk about this before, Kaci of Young Folk Knits, and I think I have the same problem. Even though I look at the pattern and I look at the finished garment size and I look at the suggested ease, for some reason I always make it too big. Like because I have a fear. I fear that once I cut it, this is the end, you know, and so I always make it too big. So this is a size too big. I cut out the 14 because I wanted it to be nice and big, and it is very big. So the next top, I just cut out a new one yesterday. I'm gonna cut out the 12. I have a 40-inch bust, and I usually wear a women's medium. I usually wear a 10 or 12 in ready-to-wear sizes. And so I don't know why I cut the 14 out, but I just was fearful. And so that's what I did. But I still like it. It's really roomy. I'm still gonna wear it. I'm not gonna take it in. I like it the way it is, but the next one I'm gonna make it more according to how the pattern says it should fit me. Let's see. I am also wearing a knitted piece. This is the Summer Camp Kerchief by Ashley Adams. I know you've seen quite a few of these on here. I love it. I made this last time, but I'm wearing it this time. This is my Van Gogh Sunflowers outfit, and I'll put a picture here, my inspiration painting. So this is my sunflowers outfit, and I feel very cheerful in it. So yeah, I think I mentioned I made like a pull-on elastic waist skirt, which you've either seen it or you're gonna see it in a video right here. So I wanted to make separates that matched, so I could wear it together or separate. And I made the skirt too large, and I can take it in, but I'm not going to because it fits my daughter-in-law perfectly, and she needs a yellow skirt too. So I gave that to her. I will cut out another one for myself and Bob's your uncle. I don't know why I said that. I don't say that. Who knows? Who knows what the synapse will fire out. So that's all I accomplished in sewing. Like I said, I had grand plans to sew multiple things, a dress, another skirt, a pair of pants, but I got COVID. And I've never got COVID before. This is my first round with COVID. My husband and my son, my youngest son, also got it for the first time this time, so yay. We managed to run away from it for a long time, so I'm shocked by that. But yeah, it found us, and it was rough. There's a dog here. There's always a dog here. Yeah, it was rough. I still don't feel 100. I feel 65% Becky. But yeah, I think COVID was just like, ooh, you're new. This is gonna be so much fun. And yeah, it was just like, hey, I just met you. And this is crazy. So here's my number. This is gonna be miserable. Yeah, so I had all the symptoms, but this is not a show about COVID. This is a show about knitting and crafts. So let's move on. So I did accomplish some other nice knitting things during this time. I finished yet another jaunty little piece. This is the Party Line Scarf by Kaci Apple. I knit this out of Knitting for Olive, pure silk, in the color Blood Orange. And this is a lot of fun, and I like wearing it, and yeah. So make yourself one. It goes by very quickly. It's nice for scraps. It's nice for gifts. I know a lot of people are thinking about different types of gifts they're gonna make, and this is a good gift because it can be worn in your hair, as a scarf, of course, tied around a bag. It's just really, really nice, and it'll be something that I make again and again. And then something that I am very proud of that I made and accomplished during this time is the Rota tank by Irene Lynn. I love this. This is probably one of my favorite knitted pieces. This is made out of, here I'm gonna try to get closer so you can look at the details here. This is made out of Newburgh Yarn Company, or Newburgh Yarn Co, and the dyer is Kim, and this color is called the Emerald Killer. And I love this. It's really good. I made a size 4. I knit it according to pattern, yet in the pattern there is instructions on how to lengthen it and how to get, so I knit it according to the longest length specified in the pattern. Now you can continue to lengthen this because it's very simple to do that, and once you purchase the pattern you'll realize how you can do that. And but I knit to the longest specified length in the pattern, and I knit a size 4, and I have about, when I put it on, I probably have 2 inches on each side, so probably 4 inches of positive ease. And it has a little split hem here. And let's see what else. Really pretty. I've got like raffia or whatever, or whatever from my bag. It has a really pretty cable pattern on the side. That is a nice detail. And all of these there's a lot of cabling in this. You do have to, this is all this slanting here is from cables. And so there's a lot of cabling. If you don't like cabling, you probably will not like this. There's a tutorial on how to cable without a cable needle. I watched it. I don't like cabling without a cable needle. I'm a fearful lady. And so even though it takes longer and it's cumbersome, I need my cable needle. But I didn't mind it at all because I got in a rhythm with it, and yeah, I just really enjoyed this so much. This is my first Irene Lynn pattern. I definitely will make more of her patterns. I think she's an excellent designer, and I think her patterns are very clear. And I apologize for the nasaliness that's happening, but you know, I know that you'll forgive me. The inspiration that I took from my Van Gogh painting book is the potato eaters. And so yeah, that's right here too. And I just love the name of that painting, and yeah, this is my potato eaters tank. Fantastic. I like the texture of this tank. It feels so good to rub your hands over. I'm just gonna pat myself when I wear it, and it's just like, almost like there's like a message in there, like a code. Let me see. You are a total dork. Yep, that's what it says. So let's talk about stuff I'm knitting. So Kaci, Young Book Knits, Kaci, she is running a Mosaic, she's running a knit along, and it's called the Mosaic Mayhem knit along. And it's basically any Mosaic pattern that you want to knit, and it started September 1st, and I think it runs to the end of the year. And originally I had plans to knit the Paulie Cardigan by Amy Christoffers, or Savory Knitting. And the cardigan it's beautiful. I love it. I want it so bad. So I picked out some yarn to knit the Paulie Cardigan, and my inspiration painting is Gauguin's Chair by Van Gogh. I was gonna knit the main color was gonna be the brown of this chair, and then I was gonna pull the other colors out in some yarn for the mosaic colors that shift through that cardigan, and I think that will be so beautiful. I am going to knit that, but not now. I was gonna order that night, but that afternoon was very interesting. I told you I had a good month. I dropped a 5-gallon glass jar on my foot, on the top of my foot, and it shattered on my, it broke apart on my foot and cut my foot. And it cut it and cut the tendon of my big toe. So it didn't sever it, but it cut it enough to where my big toe was like floppy. And anyway, my foot was black and blue. I have pictures if you want me to DM them. No, I'm not gonna DM anyone foot pictures. I had to go to the emergency room because of course I did that once like all the urgent care clinics had closed. And so I had to have, you know, that taken care of in the emergency room. I had to have a CT scan in the emergency room. And if you guys live here in America, you know, that's expensive. That's real expensive. That is mini sweater quantities. That's how much that cost. So even though I have insurance, my portion is many sweater quantities. So no Paulie Cardigan for me this time around. That's how long this took to get to this conclusion. I'm sorry for the rambling. Anyway, so yeah, I can't afford the Paulie Cardigan right now. So there's a fly. There's a fly. Suffice it to say, I'm knitting from my yarn cupboard right now for the knit along. I still want to be a part of it. I have yarn to knit with. This is not a pity party, but I just can't buy yarn right now. So I decided to knit the Study Hall Shawl, and it is a free pattern, so that's nice. And the yarn I had forever. So let's see. I've got two colors here. I don't know what either of these are. I know this is a Madeline Tosh color. I don't know the name of it. I've had it for a while, and I've put it in a project and took it out. So this has been I've tried to use this before. This was a gift from my friend Kaci. And so I'm knitting, there's the fly. So these two together are my colors for the study hall shawl. And the inspiration painting for this one is Van Gogh's Gypsy Camp. I think it looks really close to these two colors. Well, I think I can see these two colors in that painting. And so far, this is how much I've got on my study hall shawl. So right now, there's no mosaic happening currently, but I'm past the striping portion, and then I have a small section of this blue garter, and then we start our mosaic patterns that come around here. So I'm excited for that. I really like mosaic knitting. I have a lot of fun with it. It's slow because you essentially are knitting that row twice because you're slipping stitches and then you come back and you knit them another time. But it's fun. I got this finished, which is nice. I'm pleased with the amount of work I've got done on this. You would think that I would have more stuff done because I sat for the month of August. Nope. Mostly sat and stared. And yeah, but how can you can't blame me. I mean, I cut my toe off and I got COVID. I didn't cut my toe off. I said that for the drama. This is my 1-year anniversary. Huzzah! I want to share some stuff with you all for being here with me. I can't believe that I have people that want to watch my videos and that leave lovely comments and interact with me. That's still shocking to me. And so I wanted to thank you for being here for me. And so the first thing is, last episode I mentioned that I was going to share this skein of Farmer's Daughter Fibers. Let's see, was this swish worsted or squish worsted in the color Emile. And I drew a name randomly. I don't use the random comment generator. What I do is I put my finger on the comments and I go like this. And then whatever it lands on, that's who won. Landed on was Open Circle Stitches. So Open Circle Stitches, this is yours. And I hope you enjoy it. You can email me at AHandKnitLetter@gmail.com and let me know your mailing address, and I will send this out to you. So yay for you. I also have 2 other gifts, and the first one is a snag-free row counter by Twice Sheared Sheep. And so this is a super cool gadget. I got this at Arkansas Yarn Co. when I was there for the yarn crawl, and Kaci and I went down there and we had such a lovely time. The ladies down there are so nice. We got to knit with quite a few of the ladies there, and I got to meet some new fellow knitters and visit my friend Lindsay of Always Yarn First. She has a podcast here on YouTube. I'll link it down below, and she also works there at Arkansas Yarn Co. And that lovely shop is owned by Lori. So hi, Lindsay and Lori. And let's see. Yeah, so Kaci and I went down there and we hung out for a little bit and we knit and we got to shop, and I thought I would pick up something for you all. And so this is a row counter that it tells you how to use it on the back. There's instructions, but you basically slip this little circle onto your needles and it tells you where you're at. And it even tells you, there's like a clip that you can mark the tens place. Let's see, you can mark like the tens place, and then you can like move it over. So you can keep using this counter no matter how many rows you have, even if it goes past 10 rows. So that's really cool. And this one fits up to a size US 8 needle. So for bigger knits, you won't be able to use this probably, but anything below an 8, this will get you covered. So comment down below if you would like to put your name in for the twice shear sheep row counter. And then the second thing that I would like to share with you is a pattern of your choice from Ravelry. For someone who lives outside of the US, I thought that would be a good idea. And you could pick whatever you'd like. And so comment down below. If you are outside of the US, comment down below, and if you'd like to have your name entered for a Ravelry pattern. Or if you don't use Ravelry, I could always buy it and then email it to you for you. So we can work it out that way if there's a pattern that's not on Ravelry that you want. So yeah, so comment down below if you live outside of the US, that could be Canada as well, and you would like to put your name in for a Ravelry pattern. So that's just my little way to say thank you for being here this past year, and being so nice to me. And that's one of the scary parts about the internet. Not that I can't like take any kind of criticism, which I can't. I just can't express how much I appreciate everyone's kindness and their support, and just a small way to show that I appreciate it. Okay, let's talk about stuff I want to make. So in stuff I want to make, because we're shopping in the cupboard and we're not shopping anywhere else for a while, I am going to knit the Traveler Shell. It's like a open cardigan. Pictures right here by Andrea Mowry. I have over 2,000 yards of this Berocco Remix Light. I've used this once before for a sleeveless top, but I have a lot left. And this is in the color 6949. It's a dark, like a navy blue with speckles in it, and I think this will be perfect. That pattern calls for like a lace weight and a fingering weight held together. This is a DK. I say it's more like a sport. I think this will work out fine. I did look on Ravelry. There is someone else that did knit the Traveler Shell with this yarn, and it looked like it turned out well. So I think, and then plus this is something that I could use. I have one navy cardigan, and it's on its last legs. This is perfect for the fall. So I'm gonna start this soon. Because I like to have something a little different than just the Mosaic shawl going. So I'm gonna start the Traveler Cardi, or Traveler Shell. And then another thing that I'm gonna make is the cocktail cardigan. I'm gonna use Good Wool by Purl Soho. And this is in the color Walking Stick. And it is just a nice light brown. And yeah, I'm gonna knit the cocktail cardigan. It's a nice cardigan in the fact that you don't have to pick up for the button band and the collar. That's all knit together, or one piece, you know, all in one. You don't have to pick up, and it's top down, which is another bonus. I love that. And Leanne of the Knitty Stew, she knit one, and I think Mega of Skeins of Dreams, she also knit one, and I really liked how they turned out. And so I would like to also have one to be like those girls. So yeah, Purl Soho, Good Wool. I'm excited to use this. I've used Good Wool once before in a cowl, a Caitlin Hunter cowl, the halibut, and I really like Good Wool. I like the way it washes up, and I love it. So Purl Soho, if you want to send me enough Good Wool to make a Paulie cardigan. I'm joking. Getting to the part of the podcast where I share some other podcast recommendations. I don't think I have recommended her podcast. I've mentioned her a couple times before. Is Mia of Knit and Grace. Go check out her channel. She does an excellent job. Her podcasts are so informative. She recently did a video talking about how she wants to style her fall and winter knits, and it's like a dark academia theme, and I love the patterns that she picked out. And then she also went to Flock Fiber Festival super jealous. And she did a really nice recap of that on her channel. So it helps, like, if you really wanted to go, this is the next best thing. So go ahead and watch that. It's really nice. I would love to go to Flock. That's my dream, and maybe next year I'll be able to. I'm hoping. My family, we love the Pacific Northwest, and we love the national parks especially. And we've been to Rainier. We've been there, and Olympic, and I would go again in a heartbeat. But I really want to stamp in my little passport. I have a national parks passport book. And I really want to stamp in there. Well, I want to go there and see it mostly, but I want to go to North Cascades because it looks so beautiful, and I hear it's not as crowded. When we went to Rainier and Olympic, they weren't super crowded either, which is nice because I've been to Yosemite, but Yosemite is like, it's like people are crawling all over you. Like, it's like you're in an ant farm. Just like there's people everywhere. It was bananas. Okay, the tangent train is pulling into the station. Woohoo! I think we made it back to our initial destination. And that is podcasts that I would like to recommend to you. So the second one is one that I haven't, is new to me, and it's Galanthus Knits, and her name is Michaela, and she lives in Canada, and I like her. I like the things that she's knitting. I've watched, I think, 2 episodes so far, and I think she does a lovely job. She I think she has a little baby that she does knitting for, or she knits for friends' babies, so there's some cute little tiny knits in there, but she does a lot of adult knits as well. And yeah, I really did enjoy her podcast very much. Okay, so stuff you can watch for free on YouTube. I am so excited because I was looking at the YouTube movies that you could see, and I was like, oh, there's not really good ones this month because they change pretty frequently. So the ones I've recommended in the past may not be on there now when you click those links, just because they change the rotation of movies. But I'm excited because 2 of my all-time favorite movies you can watch for free on YouTube. The first one is Charade with Cary Grant and Audrey Hepburn. And this movie was made in the 60s. It's a whodunit type of mystery. It's also a romantic comedy, and it's got like some thrilling aspects to it. It's got everything you need. Awesome cinematography. The music is fantastic. It's done by Henry Mancini. You know, most people recognize his music from Breakfast at Tiffany's, and that's where he's like, his most famous score is probably. Audrey Hepburn's clothes in this film are impeccable. I think they're all Givenchy. That's the house. I don't know. See, you can tell my clothes come from me, Target, and Walmart, and the thrift store. So I'm not really good at like couture stuff, but I know that's a good designer. Anyway, the clothes are fantastic. The styling is fantastic. The way the movie was scored and shot, I love it. I watch it almost every year. I have since I was probably 12 years old. And if you haven't seen Charade, please go see it. And if it's not your favorite, why? And if you don't love it, don't tell me, because I can't handle that. The second one is Romancing the Stone with Kathleen Turner and Michael Douglas. What's not to love about that movie? It's so fun. It's got so many good, hilarious lines in it. Danny DeVito. It's fantastic. It's from the 80s, I think like 84 or 85, I can't remember. I remember seeing it one time at the drive-in with my family. And that's a lot of nostalgia right there. But it's so good. It's so good. And it's also kind of like a romantic comedy adventure movie. It's very good. And if you've already seen it, go see it again, because why not? Okay, I think that's all she showed and all she told. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember to leave a comment if you would like to have the twice sheared sheep stitch marker or a pattern. And also tell me what you're working on, because I love to hear what you're working on. I've said that before, but I sincerely mean that. I love to hear what you're working on. Because it's more like a conversation instead of just me just talking to my camera on my phone. So yeah, tell me what you're working on or anything you want to tell me. And anyway, I wish you well, and I hope you're doing well, and we'll see each other soon. Bye.